Now, hey guys, how are you doing? CPI is here after NFP. After we crashed NFP, now the CPI is here. So, what are we going to be expecting today? Thank you so much for those who are joining this live. We have like let's say 40 minutes before the data is actually released. So one of the things that you can just do is to make sure that like okay. Why are we going to start today? Because NFP, the news that we're going to be waiting today to be receiving from the market is actually going to change things again. As we said earlier, remember for those who actually joined the NFP when we were trending live, things were very crazy, and we are expecting to see crazy things around the CPI. I think today at exactly 3:30, and we are going to be talking about this so that we can just know our entries. We can see whether we can time this. We are going to be helped by this to see what we can just do if we can have good entries in this market that we have. Welcome. Let me see. So you can see what actually happened to the gold is after the NFP, the gold actually went to our direction, what we said earlier, but something happened after that because that is the time actually gold decided to hit all the time high. Gold decided to hit all the time high, and we got around 23.63. This was actually very high that we got around this area. That was crazy. That was crazy. So this movement here was not a joke. That was a joke because there are a lot of things that are actually happening and that are surrounding to this movement that we can just see, that are contributing to all these moves that you can just see around, especially for the gold. So the DXY is the one that you're just going to be looking at. Remember even what is actually happening on the currencies like Euro USD. What has just been happening is actually after that DXY weakening and all the Euro USD went all the way to 1.08, almost to hit around 1.09, and we have after this, so you can see this big move here where USD and almost hit around 1.1. That was crazy actually, because of what was actually surrounding across the US dollar. So that is the first thing that you're just going to be looking here, because already the DXY is down. The DXY is actually very down, and that's why you can see we have crazy moves that are happening in the Euro USDs, all the pairs that we have, gold being as the quote. You can see it's got very crazy moves because all those pairs are achieving high highs around this area. So let's just see on what is actually happening on the DXY, because it then actually recently dropped from 1.05 all the way down here. But you can see when we talk about gold, is not only affected by what is happening in the US, is not being affected by what is what is happening to the gold alone. Is not about that. What is actually surrounding to the move of the gold is actually even what is happening fundamentally, and that's why you can just be checking. That's why we said earlier we got a very positive NFP news, unemployment claims, unemployment rates, but you can see what actually happened. Like for example, to the gold, the big move that happened there. The gold went, yes, it gave a very small strength. It went down, but it continued going very up. Those are the kind of things that you actually have to be following up. It's not all about the only thing that you can just be checking around this area, which is the CPI in data that is actually moving across that area. So you can see what has been happening, the big move, the support zone that have been across the DXY here. So if you look at this, you can see this move that is happening on the DXY here, across the support here. So maybe this is where we are going to be seeing the breakout across the DXY here, because this is very important. This is very important. After achieving this hoverboard, people bought all these to very high points here. Now we have the DXY that is actually testing this area of 104. Sorry for that. So we're talking about the DXY that has been moving all the way around here. But remember, this is 4-hour time frame, and this is the trend that we're just looking at. We are waiting for this position to be hit around this area here, and that means that in case that becomes valid now, let me show you something. Then we can just be getting it probably moving in. This was about to be hit, but is not that valid in that one. But you can see a very big move that actually happened around his area. So this is how the DXY has been moving for a while, since March 24, and these are very crazy moves that are actually been happening across that area. But let's see whether you can touch this. You're not going to force that, but that is how the movement has been happening for a long time. So probably after this, I know there are some people who will be looking to see whether they can just be having a position around this area that is going to make at least the DXY to move up to strengthen a little bit from this area here. Let's just see what is just going to be getting from this zone. So I think what is going to be happening right here, in case we just get a breakout towards the downside around this area, then things are going to run crazy, especially for the gold, because already we have hidden to 363, and that is actually very high, and it can make things to go very chaotic, I think. And that will be not good at all. Gold has been actually been moving up. At least let's just be waiting to see whether we can just get another small move that is going to be happening. But I think now most of things that we just be waiting is to see whether we can just now get at least lower prices from that. Euro USD has been up, and DXY, is it going to save the DXY from this point on? Because we are just going to be talking about the CPI or not, we expect. I'm going to be giving you my predictions when that time comes. We are currently at 23.47, so let's just see, because any positive news that we get from the market, regardless of that, the prices have been moving down and all that. But this one thing I will just be mentioning up is not I've not yet mentioned that earlier, but it may cause the DXY in coming days to actually be moving in very bad ways. But we'll just be talking about that earlier. It's not even the CPI. Let's just get over the CPI. I'll generate a video concerning that on the DXY, on the dollar, what is actually going to be happening in coming days, and what we expect from the currencies, what we expect from commodities to be happening there. We have like 40 minutes before the time. Let me check on something. Okay, very nice. Now that is the XY. That is what we can just be expecting from this formula around here. Let's just check on the lower time frame to see. You can see actually this zone, the one that we just be looking on 4-hour time frame. That is one that we are focusing on right now, and you can see what has actually been happening around this area. And you can see on the lower time frame, the moment the market actually hit that zone, it has now been trying to at least move up again, at least trying to move all the way up again. Now that is going to be a very important zone when it comes to now the DXY, because now we are going to be looking at what we be calling now the breakout. So that is going to be very important again when we just be trading this pair when it comes to US dollar. That is going to be very important. So we are going to be having different zones that are just going to be broken across this area, and this area will be very important. You can see this zone will be very important when it comes to on this area here. And we have another zone that is actually down here. Let me bring this down. So we have these two here that will determine the future of what we're just going to be, because the moment we just get that is going to completely change the direction of the DXY. So that is what we're going to be expecting from this market the moment we just get that. But you can see earlier, the moment we got this area here on the 4-hour time frame, the market now started moving very up. So that was we're just going to be getting on. Remember now, well, what we expecting from the inflation rate, that is the CPI, that we are expecting now to see how it's just going to be affecting the market today, is probably going to be different. Yeah, because you can see the inflation was actually being expected to be coming down. We'll be expecting the inflation to come at least to less than 3%, to come at least to 2 point something over there. But you can see what is actually happening right now is the inflation that is actually coming up again. We have the inflation that is, look at this data here, look at what we've been getting. So the inflation was actually at 7, and remember what you always say, that when it comes to inflation rate, it's the same statement I will just give you. What you actually have to focus on, especially for this information that is going to be released today, what we're just going to be getting, is we focus on the Federal Reserve. What is their aim, what is their goal, and across this here, across so many days, what we've been expecting the Federal Reserve is actually the inflation rate to come as 2%. So is the inflation that we're expecting today going to be moving towards the 3%, that area? I think no, because you can see now it's like the inflation is now starting to build up. But the moment we have been getting like 3 going all the way down to 3.2, from 3.7 all the way to 3.2, that was towards the good side, towards the economy, the US. But for now, you can see now inflation is actually coming down, and I think one of the things that are causing the CPI to be moving like this, as you can just see, is actually even the number of employment that is actually going in the US. Because you can see last time we just got like NFP, the numbers are actually increasing every time we have the NFP is actually getting the positive information. The data is actually increasing every time, and people have money, and the money is actually circulating in the economy, and we're expecting to see the CPI actually coming down. But the moment we are expecting the inflation to come from 3.2% to go all the way 3 to 3.4%, but when you compare the other ones, which is like core CPI, and this one to be going all the way down, I think that is, this is not going to, one of the things that I know is going to be changing from this is these two. We can be getting a very different data from at least these two, the first two that we have here, because of what we have been getting recently towards the NFP. We can just get a very different data from that, and what we can just be expecting from that, on my own perspective, is this possibility we can just get a higher than this, higher than 0.3. That is what we can just be, I can say, from my own perspective on that area. So but you can see the data that was actually over here, it was negative until we got up to 0.4%, which was now crazy. And seems that this change is not good at all. But you can see at least not that bad, but at least that is what we can just be expecting from that. At least to see this one may come high, may become high out of this. But this is, remember, this is the one that is very important, because this is one that is most considered. Let me expand this so that you can see the one that we have here, 3.4%. Remember, it's the main goal for the Federal Reserve. That is what they are looking at, the inflation rate, the CPI, to come as 2%. So when we are talking about 2%, we are talking about this, it is very important. The change in the price of goods and services purchased by consumers. Okay, and remember one thing, the sample is actually compared from, for example, from this month and that of last month of last year. So that is what you actually have to know here. But this is very important when it comes to the this. You can see how actually the US have been struggling to fight the inflation, and now the inflation is actually coming all the way down. And that's why you can see now the DXY, now the one things that you just be expecting. Remember what we said, this is very important, because when we are talking about the other currencies, first of all, to make things very simple, what you can do is just look at the DXY. The moment you analyze the DXY and know the direction of the DXY, you know why the DXY is ending, then I think you may have conquered a lot of currency pairs. You may have conquered commodities like gold. You have conquered Euro USD, GBP USD, all the pairs that have USD, because they are major currencies, they are major pairs. Okay, and they move so well. So the moment you get this right, then you are very right on that. I think when we have like 15 minutes to go, I'll be telling you the direction on which I'll be taking from this market. That is what normally I do. I'm not going to exactly show you what you're just going to be getting from this. At least at 3:20, I'll be showing you the direction I'm going to be taking from this market before the data is released. So make sure that you stay in this area. Someone asked me to check on GBP USD, but I don't know whether it's around again, but we'll be checking on that. But remember the same thing I said, you don't have to like analyze all pair when it comes to this information. We have like CPI. Don't go and analyze all the information. Just analyze one pair and know what is just going to be happening. And the moment you just get that information, for example, if we say that we are going to be buying the DXY, then you actually have to know that you are going to be going to short Euro USD, GBP USD, all that, because they are going to be selling all of them, including gold. So the moment we buy this, then we know we are going to be going short on pairs. So gold, Euro USD. So that is the information you have to get right. That is the information that you have to get right. So if you're here, make sure that you like, first of all, you like this live. I want to go slow on this. I just want to go slow on this. There's no hurry. Okay, allow me to check on another pair, although we are checking more on DXY, but allow me to check on this so that we can continue. Let me expand this so that you can see the movement that we are just going to be getting here. But we are going to be analyzing the gold to see what we are just going to be expecting from gold side, and the position that we can just take from there. I hope you can see the screen. I have expanded that. And what do you see around here is the market that is trying to move above our support area in terms of the vertical support line that we have and the horizontal support that we have in this market. So the possibility when it comes to technical analysis, let me show you what we can just expect here, because even the breakout can happen, because I know so many people can see that we are going to be getting the market that is going to be moving up. But let me just give you some reasons of why this market can even actually go down as well. Okay. Yes, so this is the DXY. Now we are here. I was fixing something, and now you can see the movement that we have. Sometimes the volatility that you expect to get on the DXY, that is not what we are going to be getting. But at least now, so many people may not end up actually analyzing the DXY, because I think the volatility that you just get here trading the DXY is not that right. But actually they can just give you some of the clues that you can just be expecting to be happening to the market. And one thing that you actually have to know, if your technical analysis is so right, then there's no way that the market is actually going to violate that, because the market follows the prices. So if your price, if you have gold price actions, if your price action is so correct, I'm not saying that you have to ignore the fundamental analysis, but you can trust me that the market is actually going to be obeying what you are just going to be doing here. So if you say that the price, if you analyze the DXY is very correctly, and you know that this price, for example, the market is overbought and we are ready probably to change the direction, there is no way the price is actually going to change the direction and for buy, continue buying or selling and all that is actually have to obey the prices. That is something very important that you actually have to know. The prices have to be respected irrespective of the data that you just get. So there's one thing that you actually have to combine here is the fundamentals that you're just going to be getting, and also the prices that we are having towards the market here. Now we already seen in terms of CPI, because that is the important thing I want us to focus on. We will be coming to now to live trend so that we can know the technical strategy that we'll be using here, because there are different of them and there are different things that we can just employ here. But now we are concentrating more on the CPI to see how is actually going to be at least favoring this. But one thing that you can see is that this market we are expecting now, yes, we are expecting the CPI to come at 3.4%. okay, that is the some sense I just want to come here. So one information that you have to know, you cannot yet know and 100% you say that the price is you are going to be getting 100% where the CPI is actually going to make the DXY buy or to strengthen the dollar. You are not going to get that information 100%, but what can help you to know where the market will be heading is actually to be looking at the prices. You can just look on the technical analysis to see which direction the market can just favor. You cannot just ignore and say that the CPI is actually going to change things and things are going to go otherwise, or whatever you just say about that. So that is first thing that you have to know around here. Now when we look at the CPI here, as you can see 3.2%, expecting 3.4%, that is actually high. You can see the moment it was January we ate that 3.4%, and September we end 3.7, October we had 3.7% here, that we just got from this market here. So for now I think the inflation has been trying to fight so well. We have been trying to calm down with every effort, so many things, although the unemployment NFP has just been coming out pushing all the way this market up. but one thing is that maybe getting 3.5% is going to be, or 3.7%, that is going to change things completely. That is going to change things completely. We have been expecting 2%, as we said earlier, 2% CPI. Okay, so if you're expecting 3.5% and this inflation rate comes to 3.7%, I think they can change completely everything, because remember, this is the same year that we have been expecting at least the Federal Reserve to cut the interest rate at least 3 times. So even cutting the interest rate at 3 times now is actually going to be very chaotic. Is going to be so it is actually going to like the that hope of cutting the interest rate and making, although the market is already up, gold is already up, even without cutting interest rate. For those who have been waiting for buys, remember the prices are already up, and that's why you can see things are actually happening. So this is why you just get this data. You can just get on the Euro US Bureau of Statistics. That is where the data is just going to be released here. But remember, we can just get as well from the forex factory, that you can just get from this market, and expect the data to be released around this area. Now this is DXY that we have seen around here. Let's just talk about another currency pair that can just be affected here. Remember, we said on the gold side as well is going to be affected mostly. Now considering the which other pairs is the other pair that can actually be affected both the volatility that we normally get: USD, JPY, GBP USD, Euro USD. Those are the pairs now we can just get. And one of the things I actually realized on the is actually not for beginners, but you know, some beginners actually don't even know when we buy or sell what is going to be happening to USD, JPY, GBP USD, and why. But don't be confused about that. Talk about the strength of the US dollar that is just going to be getting on that area. So I want to look at something that is very important here, because I think I analyzed this earlier, and I shared some insight to some people around this area. Look at that, what has been happening on the USD JPY. This is actually what has been happening for a long time, and what you see is actually the, let's just call it look at that move, look at that from this picking point, this picking point here. I think one thing that has been happening here is not even the strength of the US dollar. It's not the strength of the US dollar that has been making this price to be coming around this area, but the weakening of the JPY. JPY is the one that has actually been causing this market to come to all these levels around this area. And look at that move that we actually got to this area here. The market is now actually trying to come all the way down after forming a very strong triple top that we have around this area. Very strong that we get around this area. It's actually very clear, and it's not only you have seen this, it's not only me who saw that. I think so many people have seen this. So when it comes to the daily time frame, look at that, what has been actually happening to this market around this area. People buying all these Euro USD JPY pair, and you can see the prices have actually even spiked to 152, and that's been a very strong resistance that has actually been happening from inside this market. So you can still see the information that you can see from yourself around this area. Okay, you can see on that. So if you want to know where you're just going to be entering at that, you can lower these to small time frame, because if you go to the daily time frame, that is just going to be hitting you so hard. But if you just go to 1 day time frame, then that is just going to be helping you now to know if you just do your top down analysis, because yeah, it can be that clear, but remember you actually have to observe so well, and that is just the clue I'm just giving you to see things, so that you can now know how to analyze it so well using the strategy that you have. You can now do your technical analysis. So that is what we just get from USD JPY. Now checking on mostly I just want us to concentrate on the, let's see, after let's check on what is actually happening. There are some people who are told that trading on gold is actually going to be very chaotic, because gold is like Bitcoin. You can be expecting the prices to be coming down and they actually never come down. You expect to come down and never come and down again, and that is something that you can be expecting prices to come down, but they never come down, and it's very chaotic. It's very, I don't know how to just call that. Yes, anyway, let's just wait and see what we're just going to be getting from this market of CPI, whether it's just going to be causing the prices to be moving up. Using the overbought and the price to check on the prices, you can see already the gold is very up. It's very overbought around this area, so that means we have some cautions that we are going to be taking around this area. Remember last time we said, despite the gold is going to be selling, then we are going to be looking for the buy opportunity. That is what we said last time, and the prices actually went a little bit down and the gold went again and formed another high. But today we have different information. It's actually opposite of that, because what you're just going to be getting here is actually different. Now today this price, remember already the price is up, the gold has formed new high around this area. I know there are a lot of things that are happening worldwide, chaos, geopolitical events that are causing the prices to be up, but we can just take a different direction from that. So what we can just do from this market on the gold, despite buying, we can actually be looking for a long time sell, because now there's nothing that can actually permanently go straight up. Then you can see already gold is up, and what we can just be expecting now is the price to try and correct from that move. We can just be expecting at least a small corrections from the move that are happening. Even if you go to the weekly time frame, 1 day time frame, or higher time frame, you can just be seeing so clearly that the price of gold is actually accumulating bias, and that is where small traders actually enter, thinking that the price now is going to be moving up. Yes, that is the direction, but remember now the correction that we can just get here actually can even blow your account in few seconds. That is what you can just be looking at. Now what we just be looking at now, if I get the prices of the gold moving so up again, what I'm just going to be looking is actually now to short this market and get the opportunity. My opportunities that are going to be very important here now again is to try and find the short position, even if the gold is going to be buying from and move to either 2360, 2370. I'll be trying to find the short position that we're just going to be getting. So that is my direction, that is my move, and that is one of the things that you cannot, yes, you can't know the clear direction that you're going to be entering exactly, but if you have those clear information, then it can help you to make you go some good amount of money from the market. We are in the hub. I'll be following now this information because now we have like less than 10 minutes before we just get the information now regarding the CPI, and that is my positions are now open. Now open to I'm now ready to take the positions that we have from the market. I don't know why I can do this. Let me share one on my screen, so that I can show you the position that I'm going to be taking. We have now like 7 minutes, and then we're just going to be getting this data. Already the time, the clock has already started ticking, and that is what we are going to be getting from this position round here. Now, as I said earlier, what you can just be expecting from this market, we can just be either be seeing the strong from the one that we just get here, the first two CPI that is what you can just be expecting from my own perspective. You can read the numbers that are going rolling, you can just see on that, but you can see this is what you just be expecting from my side. We can be expecting at least to see a positive side around this area. Remember, this data can become when we can just get positive and at the same time, so don't be confused on when we just get such information from the market. It's almost the time, 5 minutes now. What am I going to be expecting from gold? I actually have to be clear on that. Let me expect from what I just be expecting from the gold side is to see the market that is actually trying to correct from its own position. And I said earlier that in case we just get this market buying all the way up, then I'm just going to be looking to short this market at least for some pips, because that is going to be safer. So make sure that you stay on the safe side. The market, the world is already overbought. People have already bought these prices already up. Yes, the prices can continue moving up, but remember, we can just getting the prices moving all the way down. Now this is what we're going to be getting. Let me get things clearly now. You can see how on the lower time frame people have been trying to at least buy from this zone around this area, the prices that are just be moving up and just like that. And that is what we can just get from this market around here. Let me get things clearly. Let me get this. So on my position, I'll be looking, even if this prices actually spikes up one, moving all the way to 2060, my position will actually be trying to find the position that I'm going to be selling from this market. That's going to be, I know that's going to be crazy. Okay, that is going to be crazy, one thing, but let me get things right. Okay, let me get things right. Let me remember what we said earlier. If you want to put buy stop, sell stop, remember you put and buy with just small positions. I have something small, get small pips. There's a position that I want to okay, 4 minutes to go. I want to nice, very nice. Okay, we are here. Okay. Remember always to get things right. You can see now the prices just moving up now like that. I think some people have been trying to buy from this position, which is very okay, lowest to some position here. But remember, we can just get market to move to any direction. 2 minutes to go. We're just going to be getting on the direction that we have for this market around this area. So for me, I'll be looking to see the market that is actually going to at least, but remember, one thing that is actually not clear on my side is the information that we have on the CPI ones, the 3.4% that we have here. Is actually going to be very hard for us now to get the information that we have that is going to be above 3.4%. And I think so that is what can make now the gold prices either to continue moving up a little bit from that side, but in case we just get above like that 3.5%, then I think the correction move, the prices moving down, the strength that we will be expecting maybe to get, maybe we can just get that one, and that is what we can just be expecting from that side. But on this side, maybe we can just be getting probably positive this and that, but on this one I think getting higher than 3.4%, like 3.5 to 3.6 can be somehow, and let me just say that to get on that, which means to strengthen the dollar from that side. And that's why these two may be trying to see and help us to know the good direction that we just been to be getting from the market. So if you know about that already, then you know what you're just going to be getting from the market. 2 minutes to go, seconds. So it is going to make these prices move up, or maybe we are just going to get a correction. So I said, for me, buys is a no-go zone. Buy is a no-go zone. Although the prices I am selling. Yes, we got that already. The prices are down. Prices are down. Yeah, I want to say buying is no-go zone. Buying is a no-go zone. We got 3.5%. Yes. The CPI is up, and that is the one that we got again. So we get that very clear. Short, that is what we'll be expecting to short this market, and we got that nicely. We got that nicely. I already got that position. Let me just see what we get from what we got from the other ones. Let's see. Yeah, so we got 0.4%, and let me show you here, because that is what I was actually expecting. You see it's very clear here. We got 0.4%, and yes, we got 0.4%. We got 0.4%. That's very okay. 0.4% is here. What? Look at that. Very nice one. We got 0.4%. 0.4%. Yeah, it's actually, it was very hard like to get less than 0.3%, 0.3% with the data that we just got previously. This one we got 3.5%, and trust me, now it's becoming now very hard now for the interest rate cut, because inflation are now coming up. Inflation are now coming up again. So that is crazy. As you can see, it is actually between 3.4%. It was very hard to just get that, but we have been expecting a positive CPI data, of which now has just been printed all the way from that. For those who are saying that you are going to be, someone is saying now I'm buying gold, about to eat my TPs. That's okay, it's up to you. But one thing I know is that I said already in this video that buying gold is going to be chaotic, is going to be not a good idea at the moment. And guess what, the prices are already down, and market is now good. And yeah, that's what we got from this. Very positive. So there's something I'll be looking at to see whether this the Euro USD, that USD JPY, the movement and the direction actually it took, because, but you can see this is actually continuing to move down, and that is what we got around this area. I wish I can just show you my positions. I was trying to share my screen. Let me just share my screen here so that I can show you what is really happening. What is really happening. What is happening. We got that. I think now gold can just be moving all the way to 2320. That is the direction that we can just be focusing on, at least to this position here. And remember, but that gold is so crazy nowadays because of fundamentals going on in the world, and yeah, we can be getting probably different prices. Now we got that for today, and that was a very nice move. I think I was trying to share my screen but can't see that. But at least now we got a very nice move that has actually happened across that area, and that nice one, that nice. We have nice movement that we got. That's okay. That's very okay. So my position, my entries were across this area. Let me show you something. My entries were nice one, nice one, nice one, nice one, nice one, nice one. Nice one. Nice one. Nice one. We are back to 2838. After this sell here, then I think the prices for the gold, one thing that is making these prices to be on this area here is what you can just be getting around this area. So here are my positions. Yeah, here are my positions, and that is what actually happened. Okay, that's nice. Okay, nice one. Those are my positions. That was good one, but the prices have gone again. We are back to the problem around this area again. And one of the things that we said earlier is that although we have been waiting the prices of gold to come to this position here, now what we just get is the fundamentals that are happening. Things are actually crazy. Fundamentals, there's actually a lot of things outside the US. There's a lot of things that are happening, causing the gold prices to people are buying the gold as safe haven. That is one thing that we actually have to be talking about. The safe haven is what people are going through, and people are buying actually gold so much. So for the people have been you can see now people buying gold is actually causing the prices of gold. Regardless of the data that we just get, people are so negative towards the dollar, making this price of the dollar now to be at least down, and the strength is actually the dollar is actually losing so much. Even you can see actually even in Kenya the dollar is losing. So dollar is losing, dollar is losing, dollar is losing, dollar is using, dollar is losing, dollar is losing. So that's what we can just be expecting to be seeing that. But one thing is that maybe this is not going to be continue with the longer time. This is information, probably this can stay this, but remember we can just be getting prices actually continue to move all the down. So most of the time, the moment you just get high prices, now just know that you can actually look for sales. Now I don't think the prices of the gold can maybe in the next time be moving up, but at least now we can just be having a little bit of correction that you can just be getting from this market. and that is what we can just be getting. But I'm very curious to know what has actually happened to USD JPY, because of the strength that was actually happening. We had a very strong sub resistance area here, but you can see what has actually happened across that area. And actually it's like I didn't mention what I was about to say, because one thing that actually happened around this area is because the market had already touched this area so many times around this area, and it was very hard. We are talking about 1 day time frame. Some people were actually to be tricked around this area here, because you can see we end like 1 2 3 4, and we end this price accumulating here, thinking of now going all the way up, and now we just got those prices moving towards those direction. Now that is what we get from the position that we have around this area. Let me just play you something on how I actually executed my position around this area, and my exit now. Although I was thinking the prices could a little bit come down, and don't know what we just get now, but at least I was expecting the prices to move at least downside. Okay, I'm be waiting to see this. I have to play this CPI, the CPI. That was simple. 3.5%, 0.4%, at least as good strength that we got from that area. Thank you. Let's see what we just get again. I want to show you something before I close on these positions. Okay, let me show you something here before I close this position here. But if you ask me keenly, then I will say that if you are holding the buys for the gold, I don't think that is going to be working now. I think maybe we're just going to be getting the different directions, and things are going to change. Things are probably going to change, and it's not a permanent change like we are going to get 1900, 2000. No, this position we just be getting lower prices before now we get another spike that is going to be causing probably the gold to continue forming high highs. But you can see still the prices, people already did the prices is up, hoverboard zone, and that is the area that you actually don't want to be. That area is so dangerous. If you want to be in that area, then you have to be very ready for the consequences. You have to be ready for the consequences that you are going to be actually getting. Okay. This is how I executed my positions, just like this. Sorry. This is actually what has happened from 2000, this area here, from 2000 all the way to, look at what has actually happened here, the way the prices went all the way down, the movement we actually got here. This is what happened. I was trying to share my screen, but I was not able. Look at that move. a big move that actually happened here. We got all the way to 23.36. That is what we got here, and the other thing that if you begin actually avoid gold at the moment, because there are a lot of things that are driving the prices of gold up right at the moment, and if you don't know how to just follow this information right, they can actually end up blowing your account, losses, and you have to be careful when you are actually doing these things. You have to be very careful when you are actually doing that. This is not live, but this was actually recording this so that I can just give you that information, right? So that is what we got from that position there, the market moving down over there. But you can see now the information that we can see here, the gold is already back to 23.44. A very good sign that the traders, the holders, actually owning gold tight and are not releasing it soon, saying that we are not going to leave this, we are going to stay and say we are going to be on this. So that is what is actually happening. But in case we get higher prices, I'll be looking to from now moment on, I'll be trying to find a position to sell from that area. Thank you so much for those who have joined this live. Thank you so much for your likes and support and likes, and make sure that you just comment. If you have not subscribed, make sure that you do that. You can follow me as well on all social media platforms at Dantech. My number is there. You can just WhatsApp me for the questions and I'll be replying. Have a nice week. I hope you make money from this. Trade responsibly, and I will see you in the next one. I'll be posting the screenshot on my social media account. Instagram, you can follow me there. On TikTok, you can follow me there. On YouTube as well, here you can follow me around this area so that you can learn more of this. Thank you so much and have a nice week. We'll see you next time. Bye. up.